Let me ask you something most doctors rarely say out loud. Can chronically low testosterone actually damage your penis over time? Not just affect your desire, but physically alter the tissue, the blood vessels, and the mechanical system that allows you to perform. This isn't about drive or confidence. It's about structure, biology, and long-term male health. And it's one of the most overlooked topics in men's medicine. Testosterone isn't just a hormone that makes you feel masculine. It's the silent architect of your entire reproductive system, the force that keeps the tissue inside your penis strong, elastic, and well-nourished. When those levels drop too low for too long, real physical changes begin to happen, often slowly, silently, and without warning. Most men think testosterone is simply about libido, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Inside your penis are three main chambers, two corpora cavernosa and one corpus spongiosum. These aren't empty tubes that simply fill with blood. They're living structures made of smooth muscle fibers, elastic connective tissue, and tiny arteries that expand, trap, and hold blood in place. When these tissues are healthy, they act like a high-performance hydraulic system, producing firm, reliable erections. But when testosterone falls, that system begins to lose its flexibility. Those smooth muscle cells depend on testosterone to stay strong and resilient. Without enough hormonal support, they begin to weaken, shrink, and eventually get replaced by stiff collagen fibers, a process called fibrosis. Once that happens, the tissue becomes less elastic, the blood chambers less responsive, and over time, erections become weaker or less sustainable. Think of your penis as a precision engine. Blood is the fuel, but testosterone is the oil that keeps the parts lubricated and working in sync. Without oil, an engine might still run for a while, but eventually it grinds down, overheats, and breaks. The same thing can happen here. Once the mechanical damage sets in, simply increasing arousal or taking more stimulation doesn't restore the performance. When testosterone levels remain low, several microscopic changes start unfolding inside the erectile tissue. The smooth muscles atrophy. Elastic fibers lose their stretch and are replaced by dense collagen. The arteries supplying blood become less responsive to nitric oxide, the key molecule that signals relaxation and blood flow. So, even if desire is still there, the hardware doesn't respond the way it used to. Erections feel softer, slower, and sometimes disappear altogether. Clinical research has shown this repeatedly. Men who undergo long-term testosterone suppression therapy, like some prostate cancer patients, often develop measurable penile shrinkage and fibrosis. It's not psychological, it's structural. This proves that testosterone isn't just about mood or motivation. It's the biological foundation of penile health. Let's go a bit deeper. Testosterone maintains the enzyme nitric oxide synthase, the molecule responsible for producing nitric oxide, the gas that triggers blood vessel dilation. When testosterone is low, nitric oxide production drops, blood flow weakens, and medications like Viagra or Cialis often stop working effectively. These drugs rely on healthy tissue and responsive receptors, specifically PDE5 receptors. When testosterone is deficient, those receptors don't function optimally. That's why many men say, Viagra doesn't work for me anymore. In reality, it's not the pill failing. It's the biology underneath that has changed. In several studies, men who didn't respond to PDE5 inhibitors alone improved significantly when testosterone therapy was added. Restoring hormonal balance rebuilt the foundation that those medications depend on. But that doesn't mean testosterone therapy is a magic fix for everyone. It's a powerful tool, but only when used for the right reason. If your testosterone is genuinely low and you're experiencing fatigue, low mood, declining strength, or weaker erections, restoring it can literally rebuild aspects of penile health. Ultrasound studies have shown that balanced testosterone therapy improves arterial inflow and venous function, meaning better blood trapping and stronger rigidity. However, taking testosterone when your levels are already normal does not make you perform better. In fact, too much can do the opposite. High doses, like those used in bodybuilding or some so-called male rejuvenation clinics, thicken your blood, raise hematocrit, and strain your cardiovascular system. That reduces microcirculation, lowers oxygen delivery, and pushes the tissue back toward fibrosis and dysfunction. More testosterone isn't better. Balanced testosterone is better. Here's the reality. A total testosterone level below about 12 nanomoles per liter, or roughly 350 nanograms per deciliter, measured early in the morning on 2 separate days, alongside real symptoms, is considered clinically low. But numbers alone don't tell the full story. Hormone levels fluctuate with sleep, stress, even what you ate the night before. Proper testing must be done under consistent conditions. Fasting, early morning, at least twice. Only then should therapy even be discussed. And once therapy begins, responsible monitoring is essential. That means keeping an eye on blood thickness, PSA levels, and heart health every few months. This isn't optional. It's what keeps therapy safe and effective. Many clinics skip these steps entirely, turning testosterone into a quick business instead of medical care. That's dangerous. Another misconception is the idea of optimization. Some men want to feel superhuman and push their levels far beyond the natural range. But you can't hack a hormonal system that already works. When you flood your body with too much testosterone, you disrupt its delicate balance. Estrogen levels rise. Blood thickens. Blood pressure climbs. Over time, the same hormone that once supported erectile health can become the very reason it declines. So before chasing numbers or injections, start with the basics. The foundation of real male performance, metabolic health. Your hormones and your metabolism are deeply connected. If your waistline is expanding, your blood sugar rising, or your sleep pattern collapsing, you're creating the exact biochemical environment that mimics low testosterone, even if your actual hormone levels are normal. To rebuild that foundation, start with sleep. 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night is non-negotiable. Deep sleep is when your body produces most of its testosterone and growth hormone. Skimping on sleep means starving your endocrine system. Next, tackle visceral fat, the stubborn fat around your belly. This fat converts testosterone into estrogen through an enzyme called aromatase. The more belly fat you carry, the more estrogen your body produces, and the less testosterone you retain. Then, focus on your blood sugar. Stable glucose keeps nitric oxide production steady and supports healthy blood vessels. Avoid constant spikes from refined carbs and sugar. Instead, eat nutrient-dense foods, those rich in nitrates and antioxidants. Beets, spinach, pomegranate, arugula, and berries are excellent choices. They naturally enhance nitric oxide availability, protect arteries, and improve circulation. Exercise regularly, not just cardio, but resistance training too. Lifting weights or doing bodyweight exercises signals your body to produce more testosterone naturally. Pair that with moderate cardio, and you'll strengthen both the hormonal and vascular systems that control erections. Manage your stress. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, the hormone that suppresses testosterone and constricts blood vessels. Learn to disconnect daily. Breathe deeply, meditate, spend time outdoors, or connect with people who lift your mood. It's not just mental hygiene, it's biochemical repair. Do these consistently, and you're already reversing many of the causes of erectile decline without a single pill or injection. But sometimes, even with great habits, erections remain inconsistent. That's where step 2, medical support, comes in. Medications like sildenafil or tadalafil can preserve nitric oxide signaling and help sustain erections, but they only work when the underlying tissue and circulation are healthy. If those are compromised, no medication will help until the root cause is addressed. If you've tried lifestyle changes and medications with little success, that's the time for deeper evaluation, hormone testing, cardiovascular assessment, and penile Doppler imaging. And if your testosterone is truly low, then carefully supervised hormone therapy might be necessary. But remember, it's not a shortcut. It's a repair tool used when a real deficiency exists. Responsible testosterone restoration isn't about vanity or chasing youth. It's medical restoration, bringing your body back into balance. The goal isn't to hit superhuman numbers. It's to normalize your physiology so your tissues can function the way they're meant to. That means monitoring hematocrit, PSA, lipid levels, and cardiovascular markers regularly. That's what real, science-based male health looks like. Unfortunately, many so-called men's clinics don't operate that way. They offer injections without testing, promise quick results, and skip follow-ups. That's not rejuvenation. That's gambling with your biology. If a provider doesn't discuss blood thickness, estrogen balance, or cardiovascular risk with you, they're not managing hormones. They're selling them.